Welcome into WCMP's production of high school basketball. And now let's head to the court with Game Day Gilman.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast of boys basketball here on WCMP 100.9 FM and WCMPradio.com. Thank you so much for tuning in here this evening in what should be a good one here between the Pine City Dragons and the East Central Eagles. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, of course, bringing you all the action from tonight's matchup between these two Great River Conference foes. Again, it should be a good one between these two teams. We'll start with East Central. They're coming in off of a nice win over Hinckley-Finlayson. Hinckley-Finlayson has been pretty strong this year, but East Central got the victory 64-53. They also beat Bram a couple weeks ago 55-52. So East Central feeling themselves a little bit coming into this game. Of course, they fell to Mora 66-30, but Mora a very strong team right now in Section 6-2A. But East Central tonight looks very strong, very good coming into this game, and I expect this to be a lot closer than their first meeting, which went the way of the Pine City Dragons, as the Dragons won that game 72-37. But I think East Central is bound to make this one a lot closer. This team looks completely different from the team at the beginning of the year. At the start of the year, they won 2 games to losing 5. They went 2-5. In fact, they lost 2 more. So 2-7 to start the season. And since Christmas break, they are 2-1, this East Central Eagles team. So Eagles come into this game looking pretty good so far, and they look to continue that in this game against the Dragons. But, of course, the Dragons are doing pretty good for themselves. They won 3 in a row. They beat Foley, Ogilvie, and Chisago Lakes last Friday night, 67-63. Their first 3A school they've beaten all year, so this should be a very good game here for Pine City. Of course, it is a Great River Conference matchup. It should be a good one. Always good when you can face a conference foe. And, of course, Pine City, so far on the season, undefeated in conference play. So this should be a very exciting one between the Pine City Dragons and the East Central Eagles here on 100.9 FM WCMP. Going to get our starting lineups and our national anthem. When we come back, we'll be set for tip-off here on WCMP.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings, with expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, the site for tonight's basketball game between two conference foes, the Pine City Dragons and the East Central Eagles. Your starting lineups here for the visiting East Central Eagles goes by number 1, Kyle McDonald, number 5, Charles Higgins, number 14, Jacob Dixon, number 15, Hunter Colton, and number 23, Nathan Zielinski. On the other side for the Pine City Dragons, it'll be Dylan Peterson, number 1, number 12, Cole Waxberg, number 14, Cameron Jusak, number 20, Colton Blaisdell, and number 23, Luke Wilson. So those are your starting lineups here for, both of these teams. The Dragons come into this game sitting at 8-5 on the season. The Central Eagles at 4-8. Tip-off is won by the Dragons. It'll be taken by Cole Waxberg to the near side, and Luke Wilson will put up an early three. It's no good, a little bit long, but Dylan Peterson is right there for the rebound. He'll give it back to Wilson on the near side elbow. He'll give it back to Peterson. Now to Jusak. He wanted the three. Instead, he pulls it down, and he'll give it back to Blaisdell. Near side three. That's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded there by Kyle McDonald. East Central will bring it up the court, pass over to Zielinski on the far side. Now he'll give it off to Hunter Colton. Hunter Colton drives inside. He stops on a dime, puts up the shot off the backboard, in for two. Hunter Colton will get the Eagles on the board first. 40 seconds gone off the board, and Waxberg will pull up a three, and he's going to get things started on the side for the Dragons. An assist there to Blaisdell, and it's 3-2, so Dragons answer with a three, and now the Eagles have it back. McDonald on the near side, passes it inside to Dixon. Now back on the far side to Zielinski. It's stolen away here by Cole Waxberg. Waxberg drives inside. It's no good on the shot. Ball still up for grabs, and it'll be taken by Waxberg. And a three there for Cameron Jusak on the assist from Waxberg. And it's 6-2. Eagles have it back. Higgins in the corner to Hunter Colton for three. That's no good. Rebounded, though, by McDonald. He tries to put up a shot. It's blocked by Jusak, and he'll take it the other way. That ball is going to roll out of bounds. Last touched by the Eagles. Inbounded to Peterson. Peterson open for three, no good. Rebounded, though, by Luke Wilson. Now Blaisdell trying to drive inside, but his ball is stolen away by Dixon. McDonald will take it up the court, trying to get around Waxberg. He loses the ball for a moment, now trying to get it up court. He does to Zielinski. Zielinski gives it off in the far side corner to Higgins. Higgins gets around one defender, passes it off to Colton. Colton wants to drive. Instead gives it to Zielinski in the near side corner. Nearly loses possession of the ball, but retains it. Guarded by Peterson, and now he'll give it off to Colton. Colton's going to be double teamed here, but he gets out of that by passing it to Higgins. Now to Dixon. Dixon far side to Colton. Colton inside trying to pass it to Dixon, but swatted out of bounds by Cameron Jusak. The Eagles will retain possession. for three the other way goes Zielinski. It's no good. Going to be taken and rebounded by Blaisdell. Up the court quickly to Waxberg. Waxberg working through a double team. Gets the ball back, and now open three for Wilson's no good. Ball up for grabs, rebounded by Colton. Quickly up the court to McDonald on the far side for Higgins for three. That's going to be no good. Rebounded by Waxberg. Waxberg up the court, passes to Blaisdell, back to Waxberg. Waxberg for three, no good. And racing for the rebound was Jusak, but it's going to go out of bounds before he can grab it. And it will go the way of the Eagles. 6-2 your score, 15:03 left in the first half. Couple substitutions here for the Dragons. Checking in for the Dragons is Lamont Sidney. Quickly up the court, though, go Zielinski, and he tries to give it off to Higgins. That's going to roll past him, out of bounds. And the Dragons will have it back. Also in is Charlie Osmus. And he'll inbound to Peterson. Jason Thiemann also checks into the game. Peterson gives it off to Jusak for three. No good off the back of the board. And it's rebounded by Higgins of the Eagles. He gives it off to Colton. Colton wants to drive. He stops, spins around, passes it off to Zielinski. Zielinski trying to get around Sidney. He drives inside, puts up the shot. It's no good. Looks like we're going to get a foul, our first one of the game, on the Dragons. And the first foul was on Jusak, they're going to call it. Cameron Jusak is called for the first foul of the game. 6-2 your score, 14:30 left to go. Zielinski missed his first, no good on the second, and it's rebounded by Jusak. He gives it to Peterson, who will take it up the court. Peterson working on the near side, trying to drive inside. He loses the ball. It goes off the backboard and right to Jusak, but Peterson will get a hold of it, and now it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Peterson. So Peterson tried to drive inside. I don't know if it was knocked out of his hands or if it slipped out, but it flew out of his hands and touched the backboard, and it sprung right back to Jusak somehow. I don't know how it did, but nice job by the Dragons, and Zielinski will get it off after nice ball handling to Colton. Now to Donald. Donald to Colton. Colton for three. Off the backboard, no good. Lamont Sidney is going to grab the rebound. Cameron Jusak tosses it to Peterson. Peterson on the elbow. Near side, drives in. Gives it off to Osmus. Now right back to Peterson. Peterson on the far side. Gives it to Thiemann now. Thiemann right back to Peterson. Jusak was waving his arms open. He will pass to him, and then right back to Peterson. Peterson gets a screen. Drives inside. Now off to Osmus. Osmus, a high arcing shot is no good, and getting the rebound is Jusak. So Jusak will get the rebound. He wants to drive inside, and now a foul call. This one going to go against the Eagles of East Central. That one is on Zielinski. Inbound, Lamont Sidney. Lamont Sidney driving to the basket instead, passes it to Thiemann for three. And Thiemann, a nice assist from Lamont Sidney to Thiemann as he scores three. 9-2 now the score. Just over 13 minutes left in the first half. Colton on the near side for the Eagles. He's going to drive into the corner now, pass it to an open McDonald. He's trying to get around Osmus. Wants to drive inside. He'll bounce past to Colton, drives into the near side corner. Gets out of there by passing it to Zielinski, who drives inside, pulls up from short range. No good. And the rebound there by Jusak. Jusak will drive up the court. And in fact, he gives it to Peterson, now to Sidney. Now back to Jusak. Jusak thought about the three. He'll give it to Sidney for three. And that's good. Lamont Sidney for three on the assist from Jusak. And now it's 12-2. Dragons lead. 12.5 minutes to go. Double team on Colton, forces him to throw an errant pass behind Higgins, but it was tipped by Jusak out of bounds, so Eagles will hold on to it, but looks like we're going to get a substitution, or no, a timeout called here by the Eagles. The Eagles will take the timeout, and it'll be a full one. And with that full timeout, want to take the time to say make sure you stay tuned after the game for the Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. We'll award one player with a free bacon cheeseburger meal for being the Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. 12-2 the lead here for Pine City as they are playing East Central. East Central calls the first timeout of the half. Pine City has a 10-point lead right now. Started out pretty quickly, got a couple of quick turnovers, and got out to a 6-2 lead, but he went a little dry for a couple minutes, but been able to get back to the scoring here these last 2 minutes or so with 2 threes from Jason Thiemann and Lamont Sidney. And one thing that I think has been really key so far is each one of these buckets have come off an assist. They're doing, of course, Pine City has always been a really good passing team, but tonight it is really showing how good it can be when they are firing on all cylinders. And the passing game is just working to perfection right now. If you're Pine City, for the Eagles, it's not that they're doing anything wrong right now. It's just they haven't been able to get the shots to fall. Checking into the game is Warren Carlson, number 2. And, this ball goes through an East Central Eagle hand to Lamont Sidney, up and in for 2. The assist from Peterson. It was stolen away by Peterson as well. Zielinski up the court with it. And he gives it right back to Zielinski off the pass, but this is going to be stolen away by Dylan Peterson. Gives it to Jusak. Drives inside, pass far side to Thiemann for 3. No good. Race to the rebound. It's rebounded by Kyle McDonald of the Eagles. He drives, stops on a dime, watches Sidney speed by him. Zielinski with it, working inside, gives it off, trying to give it off to Dixon. It's swatted away by Jusak. Eagles have it, 14-2. The Dragons with the lead. Eagles trying to get back onto the scoreboard. It's inbounded here to the Eagles, and it's going to be touched out of bounds by a Dragon. Riley Cummings checks into the game. Inbound is to Zielinski on the far side corner. He gets it off out of the double team to McDonald. Right back to Zielinski. Zielinski passes it to McDonald. McDonald right back to Zielinski on the far side. He's going to put up a 3 in the face of pressure. It's in and out. And rebounded by Jusak. Not a bad look there for Zielinski. Pulling the trigger in face of pressure, but just couldn't get it to fall. Waxberg with it on the other side for the Dragons. He cuts inside, throws the ball up towards the basket. It's no good. Coming down with the rebound is Colton. And Zielinski takes it up the court. Nice pass. Well, he tried to pass it off to Dixon, but that goes through his hands out of bounds. And the Dragons will take it back. 14-2, Dragon lead, 10:50 left. In half number 1, Thiemann inbounds to Luke Wilson. Wilson on the far side. Gives it inside to Jusak for 2. Works its way around the rim a couple of times, but finally falls. It's a 16-2 lead now for Pine City. Zielinski gets it. Now inside to Dixon. Now to McDonald. Wide open for Dixon. No good. It doesn't even touch rim. That was Colton on the shot. No good. Taken by the Dragons. And now Waxberg just got a little ahead of the pass from his teammate, and it went right through his hands out of bounds. So it'll be a turnover. One of the first, only few for the Dragons here in the first half. They played a really clean first half. And this pass is going to be stolen away by Jusak, and he'll give it off to Waxberg, who puts it up and in for 2. The assist and steal for Jusak, and now it's 18-2. Not the start the Eagles were looking for, and this pass is going to go out of bounds. Zielinski was looking for Warren Carlson. Zielinski was double teamed, and he tried to get that pass off and just threw it too far behind his teammate, and it's 18-2. Pine City will call their first timeout here of the first half, and they lead 18-2. Again, one thing I am noticing with the Dragons as well is they are subbing in a lot more guys, keeping their guys fresh out there. They do sub in a couple of guys, but it looks like they're subbing in a lot more here in this game early on anyways. Usually they like to have their starters kind of get things going and get off to that fast start and then build that lead, and then they'll work in some of the guys from the bench. But early on here, they want to get their younger guys in their valuable time, and it's working so far because, the defense right now just not sure what to do. And again, never a bad idea to get these younger guys some significant playing time, and it's only going to help them. Checking in for the Eagles are a couple of subs. Couldn't catch the number real quick before the inbound pass to Wilson, and he gives it off to Jusak. Pulls up the three quickly, no good. Riley Cummings with the rebound. He'll give it off to Waxberg. Now to Wilson. Wilson for three. That's no good. And then we get a whistle. And it looks like we get a foul on the Dragons. It's going to be on Cummings, who got the rebound. He's going to get called for the foul. That's his first, team second. Back and forth passing for the Eagles. Double team. Now Zielinski gets it. Zielinski on the near side wants to drive inside. He gives it off. Now trying to drive, and this ball is going to be stolen away by Jason Thiemann. Thiemann with the steal, and Jusak will take it up the court. Now off to Cummings, to Waxberg. Waxberg thinking about the three, thought about it, and said he'll give it off to Jusak for three, and this is good. Cameron Jusak, the assist from Waxberg, and it's 21-2. Early domination by the Dragons, and we're about halfway through the first half. Stolen away by Jusak. To Wilson, now to Waxberg for three. In and out, no good. And it's Riley Cummings who comes away with the rebound. He'll give it off to Jusak, up and in for two. 23-2 in favor of the Dragons. 8:45 to go first half. McDonald, he'll give it off to Colton. Colton, he's got the only points on the board for the Eagles. He pulls up from long three. Oh, it's on the mark, but no good. Rebounded by McDonald, and he's no good. And this is rebounded by Riley Cummings. Up the court quickly. Go the Dragons. It's Waxberg to the basket. It's in. Will they count the basket? I believe they will. Should be an and one, and the basket is good. So Cole Waxberg with two, and now the chance for the and one. And that foul. Call it on 12, but I don't see a 12 out there. I'm not sure who the guilty Eagle is. Again, they call it on 12, but there is not a number 12 out there. I believe it was on 2, so Carlson. Shot is good from Waxberg. They get a three-point play, and it's 26-22. Dragons with the lead. They'll get in more younger guys off the bench. It's Isaiah Haas who checks into the game. Up the court go the Eagles. Trying to get around the defender, Zielinski. Zielinski has to stop. Trying to give it off, and it's stolen away by Sidney. Sidney, it's going out of bounds. Throws it behind his back to keep it alive, but unfortunately it's going to be taken back by the Eagles. Nice job by Lamont Sidney to try and keep that one alive. Now the pass intended for Dominic DePaulis is just out of his reach, and it'll go out of bounds right back to the Dragons. So a turnover by the Eagles. The Dragons have it. Wilson drifting far side. He stops, gives it off to Haas. Haas pulls up from three. That's no good. Lamont Sidney, though, right there for the rebound. He'll give it off to Thiemann for three. No good. Rebounded by Isaiah Haas. Back to Thiemann. Now to Blaisdell in the corner for Haas. Three is no good. Rebounded by Wilson. He puts it up and in for two. Wilson, his first points of the game. Make it 28-2. McDonald off to Zielinski. Zielinski back to McDonald. McDonald trying to work it up court. And now inside to number I don't have on the roster. It's Zielinski. Ben Carlin. There it is, number 32. Ben Carlin in the game for the Eagles. Turnover by the Eagles, by the way. And they're actually going to reverse the call that they originally made. They're going to come together, talk about it, and say instead that it is East Central ball. East Central has it. They'll inbound. Higgins to Zielinski. Zielinski trying to dive for it. It goes off his foot, but Jason Thiemann takes it to the basket. It's no good. Right there for the rebound is Wilson. Put it up and in for two. Double team. Now they'll get it off, though. Will the Eagles? McDonald for a long three, trying to end the scoring drought. No good. It's going to touch the pulley system on the backboard, and that is considered out of bounds, and ball will go right back to the Dragons, who lead 30-2. Under 7 minutes to go. Wilson on the far side, guarded by Zielinski. He's guarded well by Zielinski, almost forcing him by the half-court line. And now we'll give it off to Thiemann, and now the Dragons head coach Kyle Allen will call a timeout. So Kyle Allen calls the timeout. It's going to be a full timeout, and while they take a timeout, we'll take this time to hear a word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Boys Basketball on 100.9 FM, WCMP.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Back here on 100.9 FM, WCMP. Also streaming live on WCMPradio.com. Ethan Game Day Gilman along with you here this evening for this great River Conference matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the East Central Eagles. Right now, Pine City dominating in the first half, 30-2. But you think sooner than later East Central is going to get something to fall. And they haven't really been playing bad on any side of the ball. It is just they have missed some shots, and Pine City has really gotten their three-point shots to fall this evening. So it is really nothing that East Central is doing wrong. It's just Pine City's kind of getting everything to go their way, and East Central just can't get their shots to fall right now. But you really feel like if they can, they're really going to start to get back into this game. Luke Wilson. It's the inbound out of the timeout. He'll give it off to Thiemann on the near side. In the near side corner to Haas. Now back to Thiemann. Thiemann in around the defender Higgins. He'll give it off to Wilson. Wilson works around the defender Colton. He's guarded well. Give it off to Lamont Sidney on the far side for three off the front of the rim. No good. For the rebound was Blaisdell. And now to Wilson for three. No good. And getting the rebound for the Eagles is Hunter Colton. He'll take it up the court on the near side. Stops, spins around, and he'll pass it to Higgins. Higgins near that half-court line. Nice job staying on the right side of it. Gives it off to Zielinski. Zielinski's pass to his teammate is tipped, and Lamont Sidney going to take it the other way. Up and in for two from Lamont Sidney. Lamont Sidney having a pretty good game here so far. He has 7 points in the first half as it's 32-2 now, a 30-point lead for the Dragons, 5.5 to go. McDonald on the far side, he gives it off to Zielinski for three, no good. And the nice rebound there by Dixon. It's Colton who has it, trying to bounce it off of Isaiah Haas. out of bounds, and luckily he did. Isaiah Haas, as he touched the ball, he was standing on the boundary line, so it will go back to the Eagles, but Isaiah Haas with great defensive coverage. Just a smart play, though, by the Eagles to do that. He realized, hey, I can get this off the defender and keep it alive for my team. Inbound goes to Higgins. Higgins going to come to Zielinski, and he'll hand it to him. No look pass for Colton. Colton for three, and that'll end the drought. Hunter Colton with the three from Zielinski. Quickly up the court, though, go the Dragons. Pass to Peterson. Peterson, he'll give it off to Waxberg. Waxberg on the far side elbow. Trying to get around Zielinski. Gives it off to Thiemann. Thiemann now to Blaisdell. Blaisdell. Far side pass to... That was Mason Charles, and now the ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Dragons. And the Eagles will get a chance to go and score more points to get back into this game. They trail 32-5 with about 4.5 to go, and Thiemann being aggressive on Higgins, and looks like it might have been just a little bit too aggressive as he's going to get called for the foul. That's going to be the Dragons' third team foul and Thiemann's first. Inbound here is to McDonald for the Eagles. McDonald works it up the court, spins around, and it's going to be stolen away this time by Thiemann. That's his third steal of the game, and he's going to benefit off of it, scoring 34-5. Thiemann with the steal and the bucket. Makes it 34-5. McDonald to Higgins. Right back to McDonald, but it's stolen away again by Thiemann. Up and no good. But it looks like we're going to get a foul on the Eagles. And that'll send Thiemann to the line for two. That one is going to go against Higgins. His first, team's third. And Thiemann is at the line to shoot two. 4:06 to go. First one up and no good from Thiemann. Score remains 34-5. Thiemann his second one. That one's good. So Thiemann makes one of two, and if you're East Central, that foul kind of works in your favor because Dragons don't get it but 1 point out of that trip to the line. And you'll take that. If you can force them to go to the line and only make one, well, I look at that as a benefit for them. This pass, trying to get it to Colton. That's going to be stolen away by the Dragons. Peterson quickly up the court. Euro steps inside. Bucket is good. Gonna say the bucket is no good. Now so the bucket is good. Okay, so Peterson's bucket does count. Now he has a chance at the 3-point play. No good. But he gets his first points of the game. Rebounded by the Dragons, by the way. Waxberg to Mason Charles, and now Waxberg on the far side elbow for three, no good. Rebounded by Higgins. Colton up the court quickly, and then far side corner to McDonald. Now to Higgins. Higgins, and the near side corner to Colton. Colton wants to drive, and he gives it off to Peterson. Peterson was just right there waiting for that ball, and Blaisdell for a three. That's good. Colton Blaisdell, his first points of the game, assisted by Dylan Peterson, and it's 40-5 in favor of the Dragons. 3 minutes left to go here in the first half. McDonald, and he'll give it off to Zielinski, but just a little too high for Zielinski. McDonald a little upset, thought maybe Zielinski had a chance at that one. 3 minutes exactly now to go. Wilson with it for the Dragons, driving, now giving it off to Waxberg for 3. And Waxberg, good again. The assist from Wilson. It's 43-5. Higgins to Carlin, back to Higgins. Higgins wanted Carlin, but he was guarded. Now in the far side corner for McDonald for 3. That's going to come up short, but right there for the rebound was Dixon. I thought Dixon had a chance underneath the basket, but he passed it out to McDonald, and then McDonald was double-teamed, and he tried to throw it off the defender and watch it go out of bounds, but it went back off of his leg, then out of bounds, so just a bad bounce for the Eagles there on that one. 2:15 to go, Jusak with it. Now to Waxberg again, corner 3, no good, and the rebound by McDonald of the Eagles. He nearly loses possession. He's spinning around. He'll give it off now to Carlson. Carlson drives, gives it off to Carlin. Carlin spinning around, trying to find someone. He gives it back to Carlson. Warren Carlson nearly stolen away by Jusak, and Jusak is going to be called for the foul. That'll be Jusak's second, team's fourth. 1:55 to go, inbound to Higgins. Higgins now off to Zielinski. Zielinski to Carlson. Carlson nearly loses that one, but it will go out of bounds. Last touch by Luke Wilson, and Eagles will hold on to it. Higgins inbounds to Carlin. Carlin will pause for a moment, and he'll drive to the near side, and this is poked out by Sidney and stolen away by Peterson, who brings it up and in for 2. Poked out by Sidney. Sidney with a beautiful poke there to get that one free, and then Peterson took it the distance. Eagles have it back. This ball nearly stolen by Peterson. Thinking about 3 was Dixon, and instead he'll pass it off to Higgins. Now far side pass to McDonald. McDonald for 3, no good. Right there for the rebound is Dixon. He puts it up and in for 2. 45-7. Dragons quickly up the court. Waxberg thought about 3. He'll give it off to Wilson. Wilson gonna jog to the far side. Takes one step. He takes a 3, and it's good. Luke Wilson for 3. 48-7 with under a minute to go. And this ball is tipped, stolen away by Jusak to the basket, up and in for 2. Jusak with the steal, and 50-7. Pure domination in the first half by the Dragons. Under 30 seconds to go. Eagles just trying to get something going their way before half. Higgins with it. Now to Carlson for 3. No good, a little bit long. Mont Sidney right there to catch it in his breadbasket, and then a foul call. That's going to go against McDonald. So McDonald with his first, and that's the team's 4th. 18.5 seconds to go. Wilson, he's just going to walk this ball up the court, gets past the line. Now he drives, wants to drive inside, gives it off. Oh, trying to find Jusak. And nice job there by Waxberg to keep that ball alive. Kept his body on the right side of the half-court line to keep it alive, threw it back. Jusak got it, but now the pass for Waxberg from Jusak is out of his reach, and Eagles will have 2 seconds to try and get a basket before half. Got to get it off quickly to Carlin. Carlin needs to take a shot, and I don't think he knew how much time was left as he tried to drive it to the basket and throw up a shot. It doesn't fall, and the Dragons will go to halftime with a 50-7 lead. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I'll recap the first half, let you know the keys to the second half for both these teams. And, of course, after the game, stay tuned for our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. You're listening to Boys Basketball, 100.9 FM, WCMP.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important, whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones. Call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
3 words: Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of Sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here on 100.9 FM WCMP. The Dragons lead at halftime over the visiting Great River Conference East Central Eagles 50-7. Looking at the first half stats, we'll start with the East Central Eagles. Again, not a lot going on. 5 points for Hunter Colton, 2 for Jacob Dixon. But they do have quite a few rebounds. They have 5 for McDonald, 3 for Colton, and 2 for Higgins and Dixon. So they're able to grab the ball off the glass just right now. Can't get their shots to fall, and that's been the biggest thing here in this first half for East Central. Again, not playing necessarily bad on either side of the ball, but just unable to get any shots to fall right now. So just, I mean, like I mentioned in the first half, I think if they were able to get a couple more shots to fall, they really would have turned things around and got back into this thing in the first half. But pure domination by the Pine City Dragons in the first half. On to their side, leading the way was Cameron Jusak with 12. Cole Waxberg had 11. 7 for both Luca Wilson and Lamont Sidney. 6 for Jason Thiemann. 4 for Dylan Peterson. And 3 for Colton Blaisdell. They had a bunch of rebounds by a bunch of different guys. 4 for Jusak, 3 for Wilson and Cummings, and then 2 for Waxberg, Blaisdell, Sidney, and then 1 for Peterson and Haas. And then the assist numbers are off the board, as are the steals. You got four steals for both Thiemann and Peterson, and then 3 steals for Jusak. So it has just been, again, they have been aggressive early on here in this game, and they have not let off the gas. And I think that's important. You know, of course, you know, in the second half, if this game continues with this trend, you'll definitely see Pine City pull back a little bit. You want to show some sportsmanship and everything like that. But I think it is important to not pull off the gas too much, because as a team, you still want to stay aggressive. You want to be aggressive. You want to show your squad that, hey, we're going to continue to stay aggressive. We're not going to let anybody back, because, you know, this can continue on to more games during the regular season where you're going to have tougher opponents, and then you're going to really have to step on the gas even more, and you're going to have maybe a back and forth, almost a shootout type of game. So I think staying on the pedal is important, but again, you know, if the trend continues the way it did in the first half, we'll definitely see Pine City lay off a little bit. But speaking of keys for both of these teams here in the second half, Pine City, I really don't see the need to change anything. If there is anything at all, you know, maybe grabbing some more offensive rebounds, but that would be it. Maybe being a little more aggressive on the offensive rebound side, but other than that, I really don't see the need for them to change anything. I think they've been really aggressive, and I think that has really worked to their favor. I think, you know, they have done a good job with the rebounds, you know, on both sides of the glass. I think the defensive side they're a little bit better on right now. Like I said, that's the only area I think that they could use to really do anything different on, but I don't think they really need to change anything here in the second half, other than just continue to play that the way they are and come out with a fast start here in the second half for East Central. Again, not really anything they did wrong there in the first half. It's just their shots, they just couldn't get them to fall in the first half, and if they even got half of them to fall, this would be a much different story at halftime, a much different game, and I think East Central would be within at least 10 or so of the lead of the Dragons. I still think the Dragons would have gotten out to a fast lead, but I think this would have been at least a much closer game than what it is, because the Eagles have had some open threes and just unfortunately just haven't been able to get them to fall. So if you're the Eagles on the offensive side, I think you just got to pass the ball around a little bit more and try to drive inside, draw a few more fouls from the Dragons on the defense. You know, drive inside, try to force those fouls, maybe get some easier baskets underneath, and try and hit a couple more of those threes. You know, I liked how aggressive the Eagles were. They weren't shying away from taking the three, but they knew, hey, we need to maybe take a couple more smarter shot selections. So they drove inside or tried to get those, you know, short little floaters. But I think, yeah, on the offensive side, try and grab more fouls from the Dragons on defense, drive inside, get the easier buckets, and then on the defensive side, just got to tighten it up a little bit. You got to play a little more tighter. I mean, the turnovers are one thing, you know, but you can't help how aggressive Pine City's playing. So just be a little more careful with the ball, going back to the offensive side. But on the defensive side, yeah, you're going to have to tighten things up. I think protect the perimeter a little bit more. You know, if you're, I would worry less about them getting shots outside or worry more about the shots outside than I would on the shots inside. So I'd protect the perimeter a little bit more, because right now that's where the Dragons are attacking. They love to shoot outside of that three-point range, and they have hit on nearly every single one of them here in the first half. So if you're the Eagles, that is my keys for you in the second half. Getting ready to begin the second half. These two Great River Conference foes going at it. Pine City trying to remain undefeated, while the Eagles trying to end that undefeated run by the Dragons in the conference. Right now looking good for Pine City to continue to stay undefeated, but we still got a whole half of play. Again, stay tuned after the game for a Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. Nichols Cafe is a place where Dragon players, coaches, and fans go to get fed. Early on, it's going to be a steal for Cameron Jusak. It is up and in for 2 off the steal. So they will continue, and they will start off right where they left off. Will the Dragons is 52-7. Higgins gets it to Zielinski. Zielinski on the near side. He'll pass it to Dixon, right back to Zielinski. He nearly loses it, but he'll retain possession. Trying to direct traffic. Motions for Higgins to go one way. Calls for his teammate to come back. Now he, again, will direct traffic. He'll give it off to Higgins. Higgins really had that one stolen away by Wilson. Nice job by Higgins to watch that one in. And now a long 3, almost good from Colton, but rebounded by the Eagles. So, again, they can really hit from anywhere. Now poked out by Wilson. He'll steal it. He'll drive up and in for 2. Luke Wilson with the poke and the steal and the 2. And it's 54-7. Zielinski for the Eagles. Will reset the offense at the Dragon logo. Now he's going to be double teamed, trying to push through it. And he wanted to get it off to Dixon. Dixon will wind up getting it back. It'll get to Higgins. Now in the near far side corner for Zielinski for 3. It's no good. Again, the shots just haven't been able to fall for the Eagles. The rim has just not been kind to them tonight. My goodness. So tough for the Eagles right now. But they're going to get the first foul here in the second half. That's going to go against Jacob Dixon. They only had 4 in the first half. Same for the Dragons. Clean first half for both of these teams. Wilson, he finds a lane. He drives inside, passes it back out to Waxberg. Waxberg, he's double teamed. He gets it off to Jusak. Now to Wilson on the near side for 3. That's just off the mark. Swatted back to Waxberg. On the other side is Blaisdell. Now to Waxberg again to Jusak. Jusak thought about passing it to Wilson. He'll get it off inside to Peterson for 2. A beautiful feed from Jusak to Peterson inside. Jusak was double teamed as he went up, and then he passed it for coming down to Peterson. And Peterson just did a nice job of throwing that one off the backboard in for 2. 56-7. Eagles have it. It's Dixon with it. Dixon trying to work around the defense and drive inside. This ball nearly stolen away by the Dragons. It'll go out of bounds, last touched by Jusak, and the Eagles will hold on to it. 15-49. 56-7. Inbounded to Zielinski, and that falls. Zielinski, his first points of the game. 56-9. Wilson, pass to Waxberg, now to Jusak. Jusak, far side corner to Wilson. Wilson, a college 3 is no good. But Jusak, is going to come down with the rebound. Up inside to Peterson for 2. It's 58-9. McDonald with it for the Eagles. Passes it to, that is Colton. Colton looking to go far side to McDonald, but not enough juice on that pass. It's going to be taken away by Waxberg. And the pass, before the pass, gets off by the Dragons. It was going to be stolen away by the Eagles, but going to get a foul. Looks like on the Eagles. Maybe. Well, the inbound pass to Jusak is up and in for 2, whether there was a foul or not. So Jusak scores once again, making it 60-9. It's Hunter Colton trying to get past the defender. Off to McDonald for 3, no good. And coming down with the rebound is Jusak. He gives it off to Peterson, quickly up the court. Turns around, gives it off to Jusak for 3. That's good! Jusak for 3. (63-9). Hunter Colton will throw up a shot. Awkward angle and no good. Coming down with it is Waxberg. He's going to be fouled as he comes down with it. I believe he was fouled anyways. Get a timeout by the Eagles. So the Eagles will call the timeout here, and while they take a timeout, we'll take one as well. You're listening to Boys Basketball on 100.9 FM WCMP.
This is a story we all share of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
On 100.9 FM WCMP. Site for tonight's basketball game here in Pine City. Dragons lead over East Central 63-9 in this boys basketball game inside the Great River Conference. So far, Pine City dominating here throughout the first half. They led 50-7 at halftime. Dragons will inbound. It's Waxburg to Wilson. 14:20 to go in the second half. Wilson's pass to Thiemann on the far side. Now back to Waxburg. Waxburg to Blaisdell, near side corner. That's no good. Jusak going to come down with another rebound in the corner to Thiemann on the far side. Thiemann thought about three. Instead, he pulls it down, gives it off to Waxburg. Waxburg passes to Thiemann in the far side corner to Jusak. Now to Wilson. Wilson wanted the three. Instead, he'll pass it far side to Waxburg. Right back to Wilson. Wilson, lob inside to Thiemann. To Waxburg. Wide open three. That's no good off the back of the rim. Rebounded there by Higgins for the Eagles. And he'll take it up the court. He'll pass it to Zielinski. Zielinski works, puts up a shot. That's good. Zielinski with the two. And it's 63-11. Wilson to Waxburg. Fakes one way. The pass tipped. Going to be stolen away by Zielinski. Zielinski. And that ball is going to be poked out and stolen right back by the Dragons. It's Luke Wilson. Wilson spins around, pass it to Waxburg. Now to Jusak in the near side corner. That's no good. Thiemann gets the rebound. And for three, no good. Rebound there by the Eagles, Jacob Dixon. McDonald will take it up the court on the near side. No look pass to Colton. Colton for three. That's a little bit long, and Luke Wilson is there for the rebound. Behind the back dribble, he drives, gives it off to Blaisdell for three. That's going to come up short, and getting the rebound is Colton. Hunter Colton will take it up the court for the Eagles. He's going to drive to the near side. Pass inside to Dixon is good for two. Hunter Colton with the assist, and it's 63-13. Luke Wilson on the far side. Passes it to Waxburg. To Jusak. In the corner to Thiemann. Now to Blaisdell. Blaisdell wanted to take the shot, instead dribbles, drives inside. Now to Wilson. Now to Waxburg for three. That's off the mark. Jusak going up for the rebound. Can't come down with it. It's McDonald who will actually come down with it for the Eagles. He passes it to Higgins. Higgins, man, if he would have maybe realized he had an open shot on the three-point, would have ran, but he just didn't see it. And now a three from Zielinski. Yeah, Higgins had an open shot here on the near side, but he just didn't see it in time. But then a smart pass to Zielinski for three, and this pass is stolen away by the Eagles. It's Hunter Colton who will get the steal for the Eagles. Higgins, now to Colton. Colton driving, pass back to Higgins. Higgins on the far side. Oh, nearly does the splits. Luckily, he's able to get up. Gets it off to Colton before he falls. To McDonald, now to Higgins. Higgins in the near side corner to Zielinski. Zielinski nearly loses it. He's guarded by Wilson. Getting past Wilson is Zielinski, and now we're going to get a whistle. Oh, and they're going to get Cameron Jusak with the foul. That's going to be his third, team's first of this second half. Jusak, Waxburg, and Blaisdell will check out of the game. Mason Charles, Lamont Sidney, and Riley Cummings will check in. Inbound to Higgins, and trying to get it to Carlin, but he was going one way. The pass went behind him, and the Dragons will take over. Luke Wilson. Thiemann on the far side. Now to Cummings, inside to Sidney. Right back to Wilson. Wilson wants to drive inside, nearly loses the ball on the dribble. It is going to be poked out by McDonald, but Lamont Sidney right there to take it back. Jason Thiemann's pass to Cummings nearly goes behind him, but he gets it back. Thiemann right back to Cummings. Now to Charles, now to Wilson. Wilson long three is off the mark. And shooting in for the rebound is Mason Charles. He puts it up and in for two. Mason Charles with the rebound. He shoots in out of nowhere to grab that rebound and take the shot. Makes it 65-16. Zielinski. Now to McDonald for three. That's going to be well short. Sidney tried to grab the rebound, but Zielinski, he works hard to grab it back. And we're going to get a foul now on the Dragons. Did not see who that one was on. We're going to say it is on Lamont Sidney. First shot no good from Zielinski. 10:22 to go. Dragons lead 65-16. Zielinski is good on the second. Makes one of two, 65-17. And the Dragons will call a timeout. Dragons will call the timeout. It's going to be a full one, and while they take this time to call the timeout, we'll take a moment to hear a word from our fine sponsors.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
Back here on 100.9 FM, WCMP. 65-17, the Dragons lead here in the second half. Over Great River Conference foe, East Central. Two timeouts left for Pine City, 3 for East Central. Halftime lead for Pine City was 50-7. East Central has really come out here in the second half and done a much better job. The offense is finding some more open spots to shoot and really converting on those shots. Inbound, and Luke Wilson takes it up the court. The time for the timeout was still running, so the buzzer goes off and every play comes to a halt as they're going to reset things. They'll inbound it. Thiemann will inbound. Again, that was the buzzer for the timeout. That sounded. Not the end of the game yet. Luke Wilson driving, gives it off to Sidney. Sidney on the near side, nearly falling, and he falls into the defender, and actually he's gonna grab a foul. So he's gonna force the foul from Warren Carlson. That's their team's third, his second. Inbound to Cummings, to Lamont Sidney. He fakes the shot. Now driving in, passes it off to Charles, to Thiemann. Thiemann for three, that's going to come up short. Lamont Sidney over everybody for the rebound. He's driving inside, tries to get the shot up. It's no good, and we got a whistle. I think we're going to need a foul on East Central. That'll again be on Warren Carlson, his third. Sidney no good on the first. Good on the second, though, so Sidney goes 1 of 2. And now another buzzer. Going to get a substitution here before they start play. Isaiah Haas in for Jason Thiemann. 66-17. Pine City leads. 9.5 minutes to go. Zielinski gives it off to Carlson. Carlson now to Colton. Hunter Colton guarded by Sidney. Bounce pass to Zielinski. Zielinski driving and nearly stolen away by Wilson, but I believe they're going to get a foul call on Luke Wilson. That'll send Zielinski to the line for 2. Oh, they're actually going to call it on Mason Charles. Interesting. It'll be his first, and it's not a shooting foul, it looks like. I don't know. Timeout is called first. Timeout called first by the East Central Eagles. They'll be left with 2 here in the second half. 30-second variety. The Dragons lead 66-17 over the East Central Eagles. Again, East Central came into this game feeling pretty good about themselves after the Christmas break. They had won 2 of 3. They beat Bram on January 4th, 55-52, and that was at home. So a good win over Bram. They would then fall on the road to Mora, a very good team. They look to be in the race for the top spot in Section 6 AA. And then they went back home and beat Hinckley Finlayson 64-53, and Hinckley Finlayson's been pretty good as well. So East Central coming into this game feeling pretty good, but Pine City is just dominating here in this one. Inbound pass is to Dixon, now to Carlson, and were his feet on the line? I don't know. I think they were. So Carlson is going to get the shot good, but it's for 2. On the far side, Haas back to Wilson. Wilson gives it off to Riley Cummings for 3. That's good. Riley Cummings, his first points of the game. Make it 69-19. And a 3 from Zielinski. He's feeling it as well. He answers with a 3 of his own, making it 69-22. Wilson works through a double team to Cummings. Now to Mason Charles for 3. High arcing shot, no good. And it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. Beautiful passing by the Dragons. And Zielinski, again, he just answered with a 3 of his own, a far 3, about close to an NBA 3. Inbounded quickly to Riley Cummings, up and off the backboard in for 2. 71-22, Dragons with the lead. Zielinski spinning around, driving inside, throws it up off the backboard, no good. Ben Carlin gets the rebound, his shot is no good. Rebounded there by Dixon. That's no good, and going to be picked up now by Isaiah Haas. He gets the rebound. Luke Wilson will run it up the court. He underhand tosses it to Cummings, but it's going to roll a little bit into the hands of Hunter Colton. He'll get credit for a steal. Now to Zielinski. Warren Carlson, and that one is stolen away almost by Luke Wilson. I think they're going to get him for a reach-in. They will. Luke Wilson, his first foul of the game. Team's 4th of the second half. Running clock here as it shows 7:20 to go. Coming into the game is Dominic DePaulis. Inbound is to Zielinski. He drives, steps. Nice shot from Zielinski. Got it to fall. In for 2, 71-24. Under 7 minutes to go. Lamont Sidney gives it off to Mason Charles. Charles nearly loses it. He'll give it back to Sidney. Pass to Haas. Haas to Sidney. Sidney thought about 3. Instead, he drives inside, puts up the shot. He's bumped on the way there. Shot is no good, and the foul is going to go against the Eagles. Sidney's going to go to the line and shoot 2. Zielinski is the guilty Eagle. And that's going to come up just short for Sidney. No good. Eagles are going to get a substitution. McDonald will sub in for Warren Carlson. And no good on the second one is Sidney. Mason Charles finally comes down with the rebound. His shot no good. Rebounded by Cummings. And his shot is up and good for 2. 73-24. Zielinski on the far side takes it up the court. Trying to get around Charles. He gives it off to Dixon. Dixon now to Hunter Colton. Colton fade away 2. No good. And Lamont Sidney will grab the rebound. Trying to pass deep in the zone to Cummings. It's going to be kept alive by McDonald and given off to Hunter Colton. Nice job by East Central to keep that ball alive and grab the steal for the turnover. Zielinski shot up and in off the rim. Good. Zielinski starting to feel himself here. Like I said, when they started to make some shots, oh my goodness. Nice block there from Zielinski. He's going to get called for the foul, though. Shot is good from Cummings. He makes the first. A couple more substitutions. It's Nick Plajek who checks into the game for Pine City. Cummings is good on both. Grabs 2 more. It's 75-26. Under 4.5 to go. Zielinski has the hot hand. He throws it inside to Dixon. It's no good. Taken away by Osmus. Osmus to Plajek. Plajek. I don't know if he meant to, but if he did, a smart play by Plajek. It went off of the defender's foot. It looked like he threw it off, but it very easily could have just slipped. But if he did throw it off, what a smart play. Plajek inbounds to Osmus. Osmus wants to drive. He gives it off to Haas. Haas far side. Now pass to Charles. Charles to Cummings. Cummings for 3. No good. Coming down with the rebound is Dixon for the Eagles. Higgins will work it up the court now for East Central. Carlin now to Dixon. Dixon inside, spins around, gives it to McDonald. McDonald will put up a 3-point shot. That's no good, and coming down with the rebound is Charlie Osmus. Osmus will stop and give it off to Charles. Now to Plajek. Plajek nearly has that stolen away by Dixon. He almost does, and Cummings got it, but I think he might have stepped or dribbled it out of bounds. Checking into the game now for Pine City will be Merrick Overtoom, along with Ashton Seals for Haas and Mason Charles. Zielinski has it. Zielinski inside to McDonald, no good. And I don't know how, but Dixon just threw his hand up, I think maybe to swat the rebound, but he got it to fall. And now it's stolen away by Higgins. Higgins with the steal. He stops, waits for his offense to get back to McDonald for 3. That's good. The assist from Higgins, and 75-31. East Central finding their offense here late. Osmus will give it to Cummings. Cummings driving in, stops, tries to get it to Plajek, and it's stolen away by Ben Carlin. Zielinski on the far side, in around one defender, throws it up into the basket for 2. So the East Central Eagle offense finding a rhythm here, a little bit too little too late. 75-33 is the score. Ashton Seals now to Cummings. Cummings for 3. That's good. Cummings for 3. The assist to Seals. 78-33. Zielinski, he drives inside, loses his dribble for a moment, gives it off to McDonald on the far side for 3. My goodness. And again, the Eagles finding some rhythm here on offense, and unfortunately they couldn't find that in the first half because this would have been a much different game. Again, it's just a matter of getting their shots to fall, and they finally have here in the second half, but again, just not soon enough. Dragons have it. It's Overtoom with it now to Plajek, to Cummings for 3 again, no good. Rebound swatted out, racing for it. Riley Cummings holds on to it, but His shoe is going to just touch that boundary line. And it will go back to the Eagles. Creeping up on a minute left to go here in the game. 78-36. Dragons on their way to staying undefeated in the conference and moving to 9-5 on the season. Colton trying to direct traffic on the offensive side. Bounce passes it to DePaulis. DePaulis trying to bully his way inside. No good. Screaming in for the rebound was East Central, but Charlie Osmus going to steal it away. He'll underhand pass it to Merrick Overtoom, who will give it to Plajek. Plajek now to Ashton Seals for three. No good. And Nick Plajek swats that out, trying to keep that rebound alive for his team. It's no good, out of bounds, and it's 78-36 with under 30 seconds to go. Hunter Colton, 15 seconds left. Up the court, will pull up from three. No good on his shot. See, Osmus, will come down with the rebound. He's double teamed. The pass to Plajek is stolen away by Warren Carlson for three, no good, and that's going to be it. The Dragons come away with a victory here in this game, 78-36. Again, stay tuned after the game for our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. Nichols Cafe, remember, eat more bacon. Take a commercial break. When we come back, I'll recap the game, and we'll have our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. You're listening to Boys Basketball on 100.9 FM WCMP.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make.
Back here on 100.9 FM WCMP, Ethan Game Day Gilman now joined by our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game, Riley Cummings. Riley, congratulations on the win. How did it feel to get a win over a conference opponent tonight?
I thought it was really fun. It's an exciting game. Thought the boys had a lot of fun tonight.
You came in off the bench and did a pretty good job. You had, I think, about 12 to 14 points here in this game. You helped your team with some rebounds as well. How did it feel to get in there and get a lot of time out on the court, especially against a conference opponent once again?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It's fun to play the game and show us who we are.
a strong performance by you guys tonight. You guys were aggressive early on, a bunch of steals all across the board. Was that part of the game plan here tonight?
Yeah, I thought something we practice is jumping passes. So, I don't know, it was fun to execute that tonight.
Well, congratulations again on the win, and I look forward to your next game.
Thank you.
We'll now be joined by the head coach of the Pine City Dragons, Kyle Allen. Coach, again, impressive win here tonight, dominating in that first half, only allowed 7 points.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, and thanks for the coverage. It was good. It was we talked a lot about making sure we come out and execute our system and come out and do what we expect to do in the way that we expect to do it. And I thought the boys really were focused in. At halftime, Coach Hansman a few years ago talked about how at the end of the season, when Nick Hansman and Jake Adams were seniors, we really felt dialed in. And the goal is to find that spot, but be able to build off of it. And so we told the boys that's really the goal is we want to find a way to build off of what we've already built to this point, and we want to go farther than we've gone before. And so to do that, we got to keep together, we got to keep buying in, and we got to keep the concepts ever present in our minds.
Yeah, and like I mentioned with Riley, you guys were really aggressive early on, a bunch of steals that led to a bunch of points. I think at one point it was every time you actually got a turnover, it turned into points. Was that part of the game plan that early on?
Yeah, I think it's always important to be able to create tempo, and so our boys did a nice job of doing that on both ends. And holy moly, Riley Cummings comes in and just dominated the boards on his rotation in the first half. You know, we were looking at the clipboards and the numbers at halftime, and it was like just eye-opening how well he was doing on the rebounds. So hats off to him, and what a great job he did, and the boys continued to fight and try to execute what we do.
Absolutely, and you were able to get in a bunch of guys rotated into this game. I think it was 14 to 15, maybe even 16 guys into this game. What is that like as a coach to be able to see those guys get off the bench and into the game to gain some valuable experience?
You know, we've gone and we've scouted in years past and gone and seen those teams that are 10, 11 guys deep, and that's always been a goal of ours, is the more fresh bodies we can throw at you, the better. You know, kind of think of it like the NFL D linemen. The more guys they can rotate in, the fresher the legs are, the more production you see. And so that's kind of our hope, is that if we can get guys playing at a high level across the board and we can get more of them, so it's a good thing. So tonight we had 11 guys in our first half rotation, and I don't know a lot of high school teams that are rotating 11 in their first half rotation at the 2A level. So we're hoping we can continue that and continue to rely on guys to do a great job and play their role and execute our system.
Absolutely. When we talk about this team meshing, we talked about it earlier in the season, but it feels like tonight and as of late, this team has really been coming together and meshing well.
Yeah, it's one of those things you can't take for granted. It's one of those things you have to allow to happen and make sure that you are always massaging it. And these guys are doing a really good job of sticking together through thick and thin and doing everything they can to enjoy the moment. They let me coach them, and they let me coach them hard, and that's all part of the process. You know, part of it is that they've all gone through that together. The older guys know, they've been there. The alumni know, they've been there. And, we all want the same goal. And so, them allowing me to coach them as hard as I do is a huge positive for all of us.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining me once again, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you again. Appreciate you guys always doing your coverage, and you do a great job.
Thank you so much. And that, again, was the head coach of Kyle Allen of the Pine City Boys Dragons basketball team. The Dragons get the win here tonight over East Central, 78-36. They will remain undefeated in conference play this season so far. Again, recapping this game, in the second half, there was really a lot more offense by the East Central Eagles found there in the second half, and as I mentioned it, they were just not being able to hit their shots there in the first half, and if they were able to get even half of them to fall, it was going to be a much different game. But they were able to find the offense in the second half, but just a little bit too little too late. But Pine City early on, man, just absolute domination early on by them. You heard Coach Allen say 11 guys in their first half rotation. There are not a lot of teams, if any, that can say that they're able to do that. I mean, that is not easy to do. It's even harder to have that depth to be able to do that. So to be able to have 11 guys rotated in the first half alone is absolutely huge, and you're getting those guys so much valuable time out on the court that they're just going to continue to get better and learn from this experience and get better during the rest of the season, because it's getting closer and closer. We're about at the halfway point of the season right now. We're creeping towards that end, and when we get towards the end, that's really when you want to be playing your best basketball, because that's when the conference opponents come up, your bigger opponents come up, and that's when the seeding becomes, comes to the forefront, because then it decides who's the number 1 seed, who's, won through this seed, and who's going to go where and who play who. So, Pine City right now is playing pretty well, but East Central, they'll fall for only the second time after the Christmas break. They will host Ogilvie on Thursday, and that'll wrap up their week for the Pine City Dragons. They will go on the road on Thursday to Hinckley-Finlayson. Then on Saturday, they'll face a section opponent in Maple Lake. They'll travel to Maple Lake for that game on Saturday. It'll be a 4:30 start at Maple Lake. Maple Lake right now has not won a game yet, but again, what a better time to win a game than when you are facing a team who's coming in red hot, and that seems to be when a lot of teams really start to bring up the pressure, and against a team who's coming in on a little bit of a hot streak. They want to be the first team to to not only get their win, but they want to beat them and their hot streak that they're on. But Pine City again remains undefeated in the Great River Conference. They will move to 5-0 in the conference. Looking at some of the stats here for Pine City, just doing some quick math in my head, Riley Cummings, again on the night, had 12 points off the bench, that is. And again, you heard him. He did a phenomenal job grabbing rebounds on both sides of the glass. Just a great night for Riley Cummings. Coming off the bench once again, it was just a very good night here for Riley Cummings. Other than that, leading the way for them was Cameron Jusak with 19 points here in the game. And then on the other side, it was Cole Waxberg with 11. So Cummings, Jusak, and Waxberg lead the way. And then on the other side, Nathan Zielinski in the second half here for the East Central Eagles. Man, did he spark something in their offense. So he came alive here in the second half. He had 17 points in the second half for East Central. What a time for him in the second half. I mean, he really came alive and started to dominate. And again, it was just a matter of them just not being able to hit those shots early on in the first half, because again, I believe if they did, they really would have changed the look of this game. But the final again here in this one, Pine City defeats East Central at home 78-36. I want to thank both Riley Cummings, our Nichols Cafe player of the game, for joining us for an interview, as well as the head coach, Kyle Allen. Thank you so much to both of them for taking time after the game to come up and do an interview. I know it's not easy to come up and talk right after a game because you're just getting off the court, you're out of breath, and as a coach, we all know Coach Allen, he likes to be loud out there, so I'm sure his voice is a little bit tired after games because, again, he is loud out there, and that's what he is all about. He loves to be loud, and you heard him. He loves to coach these kids, so I'm sure he just loves being out here every single night, as do we for WCMP. Once again, Pine City gets the victory over East Central, 78-36. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Thanks for watching, whether you were listening on 100.9 FM or, again, watching on WCMPradio.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring not just this broadcast, but all of our winter sports here. We can't do it without them, so thank you so much to all of our fine sponsors. Pine City gets the victory over East Central tonight, 78-36. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest to your night.